It's December 2023, I'm at a restaurant for a family catch-up and my uncle asked me, Ivor, what are you going to study at university next year? And all the relaxation leaves my body and the awkwardness sets in because I have no clue what I'm gonna do. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be a doctor. And that's especially awkward because he's a doctor. And later that night, he's not talking to me, but he's talking to the table in general. And it somehow comes up and he says, you gotta love being a doctor, otherwise it's just not really worth it. And when he said that, my mouth instantly dried up in fear. I had no idea if I would love this profession I was going to do, and I was committing to like a good 10 years of study to get in and everything. Was this how I wanted to spend the next 10 years of my life? I had truly no clue. But things started to change when I was pitching a business idea at a pitch night at my university. When I started university, I had a bit of an obsession with getting rich really fast, and I was looking at all these clubs to make friends, and one of them stood out to me because it was the entrepreneurship club. I was like, oh, that could potentially be a side hustle, and I signed up to it. I saw that they had a pitch night and I was like, I'm just going to throw myself in the deep end here. There's no better way to put yourself out there to make friends and stuff than to pitch when you've never pitched before. And so I wrote a little business idea. I thought about it. I came up with something that I thought was pretty good. And so I stood up in front of the crowd and I delivered my pitch. It was by far the best of the night. I won like $500. No, I'm just kidding. The slides malfunctioned. I only had the intro slide. I didn't do very well. I didn't place. But perhaps the best part about this was that I realized that my idea was completely stupid about a week later. I realized that the business that I was proposing already had a solution that was much better than mine. And if you're wondering why that was the best part about this, that was because I realized that I had spent weeks stressing over this stuff, deciding what to do, and it just really wasn't my thing. I just didn't like the kind of thinking of a business idea. I didn't like the networking aspect. Like, no one likes networking, but I particularly didn't at the time. It just wasn't right for me. I wasn't particularly interested. And so after that pitch night, I decided, okay, enough of that, enough of entrepreneurship or whatever, starting a business. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'd been thinking, because of all the business stuff, about what I could honestly help people with, because that's how you make money. And now I was starting to not care so much about money because I was like, look, that's stupid. Like, it doesn't matter that much. I just want to be happy. And I realized that all my experience getting bullied in high school, my terrible social skills, made me quite well suited to being a YouTuber. And instantly, as I made my first YouTube video, I got snapped into the process. And this was actually my third YouTube channel as well. So I'd done other ones in the past. So this was clearly been just a calling. My first one was just a gaming channel. I was already playing games. I was like, might as well make YouTube to try and make some money from it. Second one, I never even started, but I was going to make a video, and this was kind of like the whole business idea. It was going to be like marketing for my business. And then this third one, I'd actually found something that I was passionate about on YouTube that I could continuously make videos on. So I'd matched that passion of making videos and being a YouTuber with now a passion of the topic, the niche on YouTube. And even though my videos absolutely sucked, I made the decision a couple months later, I was going to drop out of university, pursue YouTube full time, even though I was not making $1. In fact, I made like, I don't know, $11, $20, $30 from YouTube so far. Pretty good, definitely. I'm rich, guys. This whole plan of being a doctor was gone within under 2 years, and I think a good tip off that it wasn't really right for me. I don't like watching medical shows at all. I haven't watched a single one. If you gave me a choice between like a medical show and The Sidemen, I'd pick The Sidemen like a million times. The interesting thing about this though is that my life is better now that I've started doing YouTube, but it's not miraculously a lot better. I'm just less stressed about what I want to do, and I've also just become more wise as a person, independent of YouTube, and so I've gotten happier. My day-to-day is a bit more fun because I'm just planning and stuff. It's good, and so that has made me happier as well. But my life is not drastically different. And that is because purpose is not essential. You don't need a purpose. You just need a flow. Let me explain. When I was at university studying every day, that was my flow. I still enjoyed studying. Every day I was learning how to study more effectively. I had those deep work blocks in the morning. At the end of every day, I had like a long list of stuff I had gotten done. I got the results I wanted on the exams every time. And this was what got me out of bed in the morning, because you need something to get you out of bed. Even if that's just you're gonna scroll and go on your phone, that'll get you up. But it's not a very good one. You either need flow or fun to get you out of bed. The scrolling in this case will be fun. If you're not having fun, you're gonna be absolutely depressed. If you don't have a flow, or if you don't have a purpose. Purpose includes flow, flow does not include purpose. Purpose, on the other hand, is something that gives your life a more existential meaning and gives you something that you're working on every day. Flow is just that, you're working on something every day, you're improving. This is why self-improvement can be so good, because it gives you that flow. It almost even gives you a purpose. Now that I've found YouTube, I have a bit more of a purpose, which is that when I get into an existential hole and I'm like, why am I alive? I just have a bit of a reason for that. I'm like, I'm doing YouTube, I'm helping all these people through that. I really enjoy it. It's like I've turned my pain into purpose and stuff. But before that, when I was doing a doctor, when I'd have that question, I'd just be like, well, I guess I'm gonna help people being a doctor. That's nice. Like I've got some reason that my existence is beneficial, but like I don't really care that much. It wasn't as strong. And honestly, the stress of finding a purpose and finding some really important North Star, like YouTube, which I've found, caused me so much stress. It made me so much less happy. And what I would have done now if I'd gone back is I would have focused more on flow. And that was because I thought that I needed it. And so the absence of it was like, there's something wrong here that needs to be fixed. But instead, I think I should have looked at it as more, I've got plenty of stuff here. I've got a flow. I'm pretty happy. I would love this extra thing as well. One more thing I want to mention before I get into what you should do about this is that sometimes I feel like people pursue certain things because they're unconventional, not because they actually want to do that thing. For example, YouTube, for me, there is an element of like, I want to do it. At the same time, I think there is a little element there of just that I want to do it because it's like unique and it's not just boring being a doctor, because it's like every person who gets good grades goes and becomes a doctor. That's the word. And I just kind of didn't want to seem average and like someone who just follows the flock. And so that is a genuine motivation for this. And I just think you need to be aware of that, because it can lead you to potentially become less happy. I don't know. Just be aware of it. I think the thing that is going to make you the most happy is setting goals and working hard to achieve those goals, regardless of what it is, because that's going to give you that reason to get up every morning. It's going to give you stuff to feel proud of. It's going to give you something to look forward to the next day. And you also need to have elements of fun in there as well. Maybe just for 5 minutes at the end of your day, you're going to listen to music, you're going to eat some nice food or something. Maybe you're going to have some friends who you see when you go for runs once a week, which is still productive because you're exercising. This stuff is going to make your day-to-day life very good, if you ask me. Maybe you don't love learning biology, but you love the process of studying like I did. Maybe you don't love what you're doing, like the overall theory of like making YouTube videos, but you love the process of making YouTube videos and making them better every time. And what you should experiment and try to find something where you love all of it. You love the purpose, the reason why you're doing it, the whole existential meaning. But you don't need to obsess over it. Setting goals and improving every day is often enough. It's enough for me. Now, maybe I'm just the type of person who loves grinding and improving. I think I am a little bit. And so maybe for some people, leaning more towards the fun side is going to be what gets you that flow, that reason to get up every day, that enjoyment in your everyday life. But I don't think that an overall purpose is essential for everyday life. Even now with my YouTube, I don't even think about all the people I'm helping most of the time. The main thing I'm thinking about is getting better as a person and how I'm going to try and be productive today, because if I do, then I'm going to feel really good on the weekend when I go and hang out and enjoy myself. But you should be trying to find some kind of purpose. And this is not one set thing, which is going to be a constant thing over your whole life. You might have multiple and they might come and go. So relationships is a genuine purpose for pretty much everyone, I think. So seek relationships. They give you an existential reason to live. They make you happy. They give you that everyday flow as well. But you should also set a time budget, so like 2 hours a week, 1 hour a week, 1 hour a month, whatever, to specifically try new things that are going to potentially give you that existential satisfaction. For me, I was doing this. I was starting those 3 YouTube channels, or those 2 YouTube channels. I was starting that business. I wasn't just doing the main thing of studying. I was experimenting, but I was kind of not doing this too well because I was letting my thoughts spiral out of control. I was spending hours thinking about it. And that's where setting a budget comes in. If you say, I'm only going to spend an hour a week thinking about this, then the rest of the time you're not thinking. You stop yourself. And that way, because you've got a specific amount of time, you're actually going to make more progress in that time. You're going to think more effectively rather than just spiraling. And you're going to be less stressed. And when you're trying stuff, you're not trying to see if this is something you're going to dedicate your whole life to. Same with relationships. You're not trying to find someone who you're going to dedicate your entire life to, who's going to be your best friend for the rest of your life. You're just trying to find someone who is good right now. And you can only do this if you're not obsessed with this purpose and with sorting out your whole life, solving your life, because it's not something to be solved. It's a journey that you keep going on. And that's where you just need to keep setting goals, keep experimenting, keep getting better every day, keep learning new things, keep meeting new people, and keep having little moments to enjoy yourself. And that is where I have found the most satisfaction and the least stress in my life. So I don't know, you do you, but that's just something to think about. So I hope this helped. Have an amazing day.